More and more competition is entering the home service market day in and day out, and trust is slowly getting lower and lower because of this. Now, for you trying to grow your home service business, this can seem like a hassle, and getting people to trust you is sometimes really, really hard. But in this video, I'm going to show you why content is key to helping navigate all of this. Right now in 2025, trust is at an all-time low, and no matter how many reviews you have or how good your word of mouth is, consumers don't want to spend money and they are super skeptical on who to choose for their projects. And the easiest way to ease this skepticism in consumers is providing content in 3 different forms, and that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Today, we're going to cover why content is king in home service businesses in 2025, the 3 types of content you can start making today with little to no equipment, and how to make it easy and less awkward for yourself when starting out. Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Danzy. I'm a marketing addict for home service and blue collar type businesses, and as well I have my own architectural tinting company, Valley Home Tinting. Now, real quick, if you want more in-depth tutorials on how to do this for your home service business, or you just genuinely want to scale up, check out my school community, the 3-Pillar Framework. You can check it out down below and start today, 7 days for free. Now, today, right now, in my home service business, when we are actually going out to do quotes, or maybe we're installing on a couple of jobs, I am hearing horror stories of homeowners and contractors that they have been dealing with. And this has either been, and sorry for better lack of words, shitty contractors that have either performed bad quality work and have just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, contractors that have scammed them or ran away with money without even finishing the project. Seriously, like I have seen a couple from our clients, people taking up work that just hasn't even been completed, but they have ran off with like a 75% deposit. Crazy to me. And this is because of the wealth boom in home service. And it starts to make sense if you look about like how the world is now and how it was a couple of years ago. AI is starting to scare people. It's starting to come in and take more and more jobs, and it's just moving as faster and faster than we ever thought possible. And it's starting to scare, I think, the corporate world, because a lot more corporate people are trying to jump into trades and contracting businesses and home service businesses because they, one, want to live the American dream and create a business that will help sustain them. But the problem with this is it's also creating more bad contractors, and that isn't great in terms of home service, because home service, I feel like, has always had a little bit of a bad rap. And when you're trying to stand out and you're trying to build something great, having these bad contractors come in can be really, really hard. Now, service is the one thing AI can't do. It can't pour a driveway full of concrete. It can't finish it, can't put the lines in it. It can't tint a home, put up beautiful Christmas lights, or create a beautiful backyard. The problem, though, is competition is rising, right? And with consumers having more and more options than ever, more and more bad contractors are becoming those options. And as more bad contractors enter the market, more skepticism and untrust is starting to be built. So the biggest way of handling this untrust is through content and branding. You want to focus on branding and content in your home service business. Having a suitable and trustworthy brand is going to be the best thing you've ever done for your home service business. And backing that up with content is going to make it like the competition is disappearing. Now, branding and content go hand in hand. And when you focus really, really hard on branding and making sure you appear as the #1 top guy, and you just focus on every levels of branding, and we talk a lot about this in the school community, you will start to see the effects happen in multiple years, compounding. But starting it now is crucial. This is what we did with my business, Valley Home Tinting. Our first focus was branding, content, and getting the name out there as much as humanly possible. And I solely believe that that's why we succeeded so quickly off the bat, and why we were able to kind of scale it up pretty quickly, is brand. Like having a good solid brand and making sure that you are omnipresent on all sites. And with that too, content is going to help you a ton. Content is the easiest way to build trust with somebody. It's the easiest way to ease the tension. If you think about it, it's why I make these YouTube videos, because I'm either looking that you're possibly looking to join the school community or become another higher end tier client. And I want to make these videos for you, really so you can trust me more. Because if I didn't make these videos, you wouldn't trust me, and I just provide as much value as humanly possible, give everything away, and I hope you join the school community. And that's exactly kind of what you want to do with your content. And when you want to create content, there's typically three ways that you can do it, or these are the three content types, I should say, that we use with our clients and what we teach in our community: educational content, valuable content, and testimonial content. These three types are huge because it's the three that I believe consumers care about the most. And when you start to create this content, you help nurture your potential clients and current clients, if you're trying to sell them on a higher end service, on how you are as a person. What does it look like to be Jordan? What does Jordan do? How does he talk? How does he act? Is he a quirky, weird dude? Is he just kind of crazy? Which, a little bit of all of those are true. But it also shows how your business works, how you work and operate as a person. How do you guys function? And then as well, it shows what your customers think about you publicly, because when you create content, it is out there for the world to see. And that's the goal. And that might sound scary to some of you. And if that turns you off and you are scared to put content out there publicly because you are scared of what people might say about you or your business, you have a deeper problem than getting more leads. And I saw an amazing text about this somewhere, is if you're scared to create content because you might have some clients that are going to bash you publicly, you have that many clients that you are worried about, or you are worried about automating like Google reviews, you have a bigger problem than lead generation or anything like that. Like, that's your problem there. You probably need to look at like the fulfillment side of things. So it really helps just to create a public image for your company. Now, when we talk about content types, we're going to dive into these a little bit more. Educational content is typically the easiest one, and you'll see a lot of businesses doing that. It's just showing how something is done or what the service will do. Best example with our company is our privacy tint also comes with 99% UV blocking, which will help you and your couch from fading or other harmful rays such as like skin cancer, etc. It's just educating people on a certain subject. We have to do this with tint a lot because most people don't know that home tint is kind of a thing. It's kind of a new niche that has just kind of popped up. So we want to educate our customers on the best possible routes to how tint will serve them the most. And that's what we really focus on with our content, is educational content. And kind of a little bit of what I'm doing here too. The next one, which is the best one by far, is valuable content. And this is basically giving something away before they even ask for it, right? So it's showing them how to do something, how to do a process, a service, without you basically having to charge them for it. It's free value. That's the biggest thing here, is it's free value. And you guys can make fun of my writing. It's so hard to draw with a mouse. And this is the best example for like plumbers is, hey, before you call us to unclog your toilet, here are 3 things that you can do to try before you have to give us a call. And this is basically giving away as much value as humanly possible. Another example for me is, here is some content that you can do before you have to join the community to make sure it works. So giving away stuff with no expectation and before they even ask for it is key. Then as well, the next one, and this and value can probably go hand in hand for the top spot of what content is the most important, but testimonial content is huge. Showing other people that are willing to speak on your behalf about your business is huge. If you think about it, Google reviews can be faked. We can create emails, we can have our friends and family leave reviews. Even if they are with photos, you never know if a review is faked. But having to fake somebody standing there with your service that has just been performed in the background, which is huge. If you like poured a driveway, make sure you are there like pouring the driveway. They're there getting the service. With the customer and you, the face of the company, all doing a video, and they're willing to actually talk about your service and put their name on the line for you, that is 10 times harder to fake. And that's why testimonial content is the best type of content you can get. Now, let's talk about starting. And it can be really hard to start content. So how do you start? Well, you have to at least just do it once. Getting it out there the first time is the hardest one, because a lot of the time you're worried what your friends, your family, colleagues are maybe going to think about you. I had a lot of people try, like when I first started, it's like, oh, he's trying to be a content creator. That's not the case. You almost want to call it like a contentpreneur, because you're creating content for your business. And the people that will laugh at you and say like that's not going to help you scale and like you're just trying to become one of those content guys, you can just put it in the back of the mind when you're booking more jobs than them, and they ask you how you did it. You can refer back to their comment, and that's always the best one to do. But the easiest way for me, that was kind of the most helpful to start, was Instagram stories. And the beauty of this is they disappear in 24 hours. So it's less pressure to perform on camera. And not that you should be performing by all means. You should try to be yourself. And if yourself is shy and timid, it's okay to show it. You will warm up to it. But it's less pressure to basically perform, because they will disappear in about 24 hours. And the hardest part of this is a lot of people are going to think you're cringe. They're going to think that this is, you're just trying to be a certain guy. You're trying to be a guru. You're trying to, you're not a home service guy, like whatever they'll say. You just put it in the back of your mind, because this will compound your business. It's a compounding effect, and they will realize it when you're scaling and they're stuck. So people will make fun of you. You're getting jobs, ask how you do it. The more you make and the better you get out of it, you will start to see 2x, maybe even 3x the results in about 2 to 3 months, right? This is a compounding effect. So the more you dump into content creation for your home service business, the more you focus on providing value in your content and actually trying to help somebody change whatever their solution is for you, you will 2 to 3x the guy who is barely putting any effort into their content. And so what does this really do, right? What does this do? Content creates an ecosystem of trust. And unlike anything else, it's the easiest way to build trust with your business. So I'm going to draw kind of a little diagram, map kind of thing. And please make fun of me for my drawing. I'm drawing with this mouse right here, and it's super, super hard. So let's kind of break it out real quick. You typically have about 3 channels that you're going to get leads or traffic from. The first channel is obviously going to be ads, because that's one of the ones we really, really preach. The second channel you're going to be doing is through word of mouth, referrals, anybody basically talking to some other human about your service. And then after that, you have organic, and I'm just going to put org because writing's really hard. And this is like typical things, yard signs, organic content traffic, Google My Business traffic, anything that will happen for free. This is basically free, paid. Now, typically this traffic is pushed to some type of source, whether that be the Google My Business page or the GMB, whether that be a website or a social media page. Now, how I do it in my business, wow, I'm really struggling to write with this, is the website traffic for any type of content. So on our website, we have a thing that says see our work. What that go ahead is, and it just pushes to the social media, because that's what's really easy for me right now. And the level we're at of scale, we don't really focus too much on the website. Having a good branded website is really helpful, and it does build a lot of trust. But in terms of content, we push all content to the social media. We do keep content on the Google My Business within the photo section, but we also provide links and kind of push people that way as well. So what happens is people will get drawn to this, right? So you drive traffic to your sources. And once you've done that, your sources need to basically show content. And on these, on the Google My Business or the social media is the most prevalent. And this is where content really is going to be king. So typically the Google My Business, someone might click on your Instagram profile and send there, or maybe you have like a post or an offer that goes to the social media page. Out of social media pages, which is like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, I primarily just use Instagram as the main one. I think it's the best platform for home service businesses right now to build trust on. Facebook is also important. You can just cross post to make it really easy. But what basically happens is you're driving traffic from your marketing methods to pages, and those pages will have content on them. Those content posts or pieces create trust in every way. So let's say these are 6 different pieces. You have an educational piece here, Maybe this is a testimonial from Jake you just did some work on. This is some value. This one is maybe about family, right? So this post is about your family. If you're a family man and let's say you took the kids out and went fishing, whatever the case is, you made a post about it. That is also another form of building trust and content. So this one was maybe about family. This one was maybe about a struggle, like something you guys are going through. And then the next one after that was another, valuable piece of content. What happens is the consumer's going to come through and they're going to watch this one and it's going to go up. And then maybe a plateau for a little bit and they'll see another piece of content come through and it's going to go up. And every piece of content they watch, the trust just starts to go up to the point of where they say, hey, no matter what, I have now seen Jordan and his business, and I've seen Jordan's face with customers. I've seen the brand. They have put themselves out there for other people to look at and other people to see, and also see, one, that you guys are still alive, right? Like the business is alive and kicking. When people go and they see businesses that haven't posted in like 4 months, did they go out of business? As the first thing that comes to a lot of people's mind, especially if it's like a more, you're just starting, trying to get your business up and going. You haven't posted in 4 months. Like, are you still in business? So what we're doing with content is we're just building a crazy amount of trust. And each video they watch and the different types of formats they're watching of an educational, a valuable, a struggle, a family man, you're building trust within your consumers to the point of that they will just trust you more, right? They will trust you more because you've put yourself out there more, even if there's a better company. Maybe they have more reviews, they have better statistics, whatever the case is, you could possibly be higher priced than they are and have less reviews and still win the job because you've built so much trust in your brand and your marketing. And this is what's really, really key and why content is so king. So many people are popping up in home service, which is great. More businesses is what's needed. And I can tell you right now, there's enough work for tons of people in your industry. And if you're thinking that your industry is saturated, then you maybe need to focus on better marketing and better branding, or better fulfillment. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to dominate the section of trust and you really want to skyrocket your home service business, you need to be focusing on content in 2025. Get yourself behind a camera. The greatest assets we have nowadays are these things. You basically need no equipment. You can just talk to it. You don't need a fancy mic setup or anything like that. Just get started talking to the camera, talking to your consumers, your audience, and I promise you, you will start to build a lot of trust. You'll start to close 10 times more deals. And if you want help doing this, check out our school community, the 3-pillar framework. We have an entire module just on content creation, which is really cool. And otherwise, I hope you join. You can start today for free, 7 days. Links in the description. If you do decide to join, make sure to welcome yourself into the community. We'd love to see you guys on the inside. Thank you so much for watching.